New crew, NYC, in Brooklyn, still here.
All right, what up, what up, what up? It's your girl, Josina Anderson, host of The Crew, and it was a wild card weekend. I am back from San Francisco. They said it was supposed to monsoon, and it didn't rain until after the game, so my hair is thankful. But we had an interesting special guest for you all, someone that you all know on the podcast. I'll even wait to let you know till we get to the crew call, so hang in for that. But in the meantime, we are also bringing in Prince Amukamara, Super Bowler from the Giants as well, to go back on his prediction about the New York Giants. Is any of that true? And of course, Pat Leonard to also talk about the New York Giants, who had a massive upset in Minnesota. Before it was the miracle in Minnesota. Now it was the massive upset in Minnesota. But before we get to that, you can always find our podcast on Odyssey. Download the app or go to the URL, thecrewnyc.com, to find our show right there. But without further delay, we are getting to the crew call. Well.
Damn. What they said that's Fred Smoot on there. Is that Fred Smoot?
Morris, do not start. We just got on here. And you know what? I've been wanting to tell you about that ass whooping we gave. Yeah, I'm going to keep it to myself, though. But you know what?
Hey, Lionel Richie was great that game, man. Lionel Richie, the Commodores, he was great.
But you...
Go ahead, Fred.
But you know what? This is what I'm loving right now. My guys are not playing. The Commanders are not playing. But the Giants are playing. I can't believe this. The Cowboys are playing. The Eagles are playing. So you know what? I'm representing the the NFC East. That's all that matters to me.
NFC East is balling out. NFC East.
Yeah, no, you said it right. The SEC, when you was about to talk about it in that way, you said it right. Okay. Fred, welcome back. It has been a long time since we have seen you. So we appreciate your return and all that other stuff. I'm sure we'll get into a whole bunch of stuff very soon. But before
I don't blame him. If I was a Commodore fan, I would have disappeared too.
Wow.
Hey, you know what?
We forgive you, Fred. We forgive you.
Hey, listen, I had things to do, and I'm sorry that y'all missed my loud Southern banter. But at the end of the day, I'm here, bro. I'm the fungus among us. I'm going nowhere.
What we missed was a kicking bag, someone we could talk about. Not getting a W.
Yeah, well, we also got Prince Amukamara here. Prince, where are you? In Arizona? Where are you?
I'm in sunny Arizona. It's about 78 right now.
Oh, sunny Arizona.
I'm where the Giants are looking to come play February.
Wow.
Okay.
That's where they're looking to come play.
All lies.
Well, you guys just got a new general manager out there in Arizona. I heard a couple of other African-American contenders inside the building. Just a little bit upset, but you know, I'm not starting any drama. I'm just saying that's what it is. And y'all still waiting to hire a head coach when what's his name? Cliff Kingsbury took a one-way ticket to Tahiti. That came out during Wild Card Weekend.
Thailand.
One of them. And Pat Leonard is joining us from the New York Daily News, covering the Miracle Giants, on here to tag team with Prince Amukamara. I don't want to hear about y'all NFC East love fair going on. Pat, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. I got my hotels booked in San Francisco and Dallas. I'm waiting on this weekend's results. I don't know if the Giants are going to get it done, but they got a chance. And so those Marriott reservations are booked, baby. Let's go.
So let me give you a little bit of a hint before. So I don't know. Do you want to say where you're currently staying, or do you want me to tell you where you should stay? Because I'm pretty sure you're not staying where you should stay. You want me to tell you where to stay?
Yeah, go ahead. I know you got it.
Okay. So there's a new property out there. It's called Tetra. It's the autograph collection. It's only about 8 minutes away. Wherever you're staying, you should probably see if you can try to change it there. It's brand new.
Where is this, Josina?
It's in Sunnyvale, California. It's about 10 minutes away from the stadium.
Wow. So okay,
yes.
so
do I get a discount if I drop your name?
So we just assume that he need to go ahead and lock up his room to play the 49ers.
Listen, all you got, go ahead and just talk to Saul. You know, she's the manager.
I'm just asking. Are we just
locking
it up?
Me. Go get your room. I'm sure you get a good price. What?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. What?
Can I drop your name,
anyway, Crew. Yeah, you can do that. Go on to Crew Headlines. Bye. Hold on. All right. Well, I don't know if any of y'all were watching Monday Night Football. I thought it was supposed to be some competition, but I know Morris is getting ready to brag about a couple of predictions he made on here with Richie Rich, who was on our show last week, and all this other stuff. But Tom Brady and the Buccaneers did not show up. What happened? Dallas won 31-14. Prescott 25-33, 305 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tom Brady 35 for 66, 351, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Morris, go ahead.
Listen. I mean, the unfortunate part with the Buccaneers this year, they've just been so inconsistent, just too inconsistent to deal with the Dallas team, who had they had somewhat of an embarrassing game against the Commodores. I'm sorry, the Commanders. The last game of the season. And so the one thing about Dallas is they have enough talent and enough coaching to where they focus, they can literally beat anybody in the league, hands down. That's how much talent they have, and they just refocused, and they and the Buccaneers, they haven't been consistent all year.
Fred,
be quiet, Morris. Be quiet. Listen to me. That's what you do. Sit back and listen to somebody that got expertise. The only reason that the Cowboys did the Tampa Bay Bucks like that is because the Commanders whooped them to death the week before. After that lesson was taught, let's be honest. You should know, playing on the best man, when people are going through emotional things, like Tom is going through a divorce, he looks like he's stressed out. He looks like he needed this regular season. He looks like he's detached from the game. So I'm not going to give y'all no props in Dallas for going up there and beating on somebody's granddaddy. At the end of the day, Dallas did what they need to do, but I'm not going to turn them into the Super Bowl champions just because they win and beat Tampa Bay. Come on now.
First of all, I don't even know what you're talking about, Fred, because did you not just see Tom Brady whoop up on the Panthers? It's not as if he didn't just look good a couple of weeks ago. I'm just saying, but he was throwing over 50-yard passing bombs to the darn Mike Evans and all them down in Tampa. So let's not act like he was been dead all.
They was 8-9. They just beat an 8-9 playoff team. And you finna go up here and crown these guys? We'll go crown them then. If that's what you want to do, go crown the Dallas Cowboys, because they haven't earned anything right now.
Pat and Prince, what should Tom Brady do? That's the original question. And by the way, Pat Leonard has to get out of here at 10:50, so we got to get to the Giants before that.
Okay.
But what should Tom Brady do? Should he stay in Tampa or should he leave? Because we got birdies over here saying that Tom Brady wants to end up in Miami, and we got a report saying that the Josh McDaniels is trying to lure him to Las Vegas.
I think it's Miami. I understand the Vegas stuff, but first of all, I can't get over Smoot calling Brady someone's granddad. The dude threw like 60 passes in this game, and he's calling him old. I love it. Brady's out here trying to slide tackle defenders. So, I think he's got to go to Miami because, look, McDaniels and Brady, they're friends, and they made up, so to speak. But there was a little bit of a rift there at the end in New England. It wasn't just Belichick. Brady was tired of that offense, the restrictions. And he and McDaniels didn't end on great terms as teammates before kind of making up and staying in touch. And I also think the Raiders would be making a mistake thinking they could bring in Tom. Like, they don't have the defensive personnel to suddenly just turn into a contender and go. Plus, we all know that Tom knows how to pick the divisions, right? Is he really going to the AFC West and trying to win a Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? That's not happening. I say Miami's the spot.
Prince.
I say Las Vegas is a spot. I think if you look back at the coaches who got fired this year, Nathaniel Hackett at the Broncos, Lovie Smith at the Texans, just coaches who didn't do so good. Yeah. Josh McDaniels would have been a candidate for that, but he still has a job and doesn't look like Derek Carr is going to be there. So I think that there's a promise, like, hey, like, I can lure Tom Brady here. And Tom Brady, I believe, almost went in the 2020 year. So I think he's on his way.
I got to be honest though. I have to agree with Smoot on this one. I mean, I saw some things.
Lord.
I saw some things last night from Tom Brady that I don't think I've ever seen.
Like what?
Like scrambling to your right, throwing across your body all the way to the left in the end zone. Somebody that was covered by 5 different DBs. I couldn't. There was so much. There was so many Cowboys around that receiver. I couldn't tell what color his jersey was. Like, is this Tom Brady? He's trying to throw on the move. He's double pumping, running it. I'm like, yo, this ain't Tom Brady. I'm seeing him missing wide open receivers on timing within the structure of the system. I saw a lot of bad signs from Tom Brady last night.
Okay, well, first of all, go ahead. Well, who's about to say? Go ahead, Fred.
No, I'm just saying the place for him to be, let's just be honest, it's Miami. He was going to own percentage of the team. They offered him 2 years ago. It's Miami, not only because those 2 wide receivers can go out there and beat anybody, that offense can beat anybody, run first offense. Also, he's single now, and he can only meet Kim Kardashian in Miami. I think Miami is the spot for the GOAT. That's where you go right there, Tom Brady.
I don't think Kim Kardashian is trying to get with no damn Tom Brady. And stop.
Hey, I think it's a couple. I think she can only date certain people. He can only date certain people. After Giselle, you can only go to Kim. That's perfect pairing right there.
What do you mean,
anyways,
Kim went from Kanye to Pete. What do you mean, certain people? Who's Pete then?
Hey, listen, she went. Hey, you know what? After you have somebody that's so damn serious that it really just destroys your mind, you want to get somebody that's funny and makes you laugh. And Pete made her laugh. Now that Pete is out the way, Tom is the dude for her. Tom Kardashian.
And for the record, Pete is making a lot of females laugh. I don't know how he's doing that, but anyways, we got to get
Josina,
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
He don't tickle your fancy? He don't tickle your fancy?
We're not talking about Pete doing nothing but tickling about nothing about nothing.
You brought it up.
She's Hold on, Josina, let me say something about the game, though. Let me say something about the Cowboys and Tampa game.
Yes.
You saw how you saw a veteran coach, right, who knows how to control the lead. We saw in Jacksonville and the Chargers, how they were up and then they didn't know how to manage the lead. So I just think that what McCarthy did in that game, playing cover 2, bending but not breaking, they're gonna have to dink and dunk and eat up time, and then on offense, run the ball, convert on third downs. I thought that was a great way for them to finish the game.
Okay, Pat, I'm trying to keep you to time here. We're moving on to your New York Giants. Your New York Giants went into Minnesota and beat them 31-24.
Yep.
What? And with no wide receivers, no Odell? What? I mean, how? Please give us your quick take on how it happened.
Well, I mean, the season started with it looking like Tyrod Taylor might play in week 3 or 4. And even Brian Daboll managing Daniel Jones as if, we have to protect him from himself. And you look at how he played in this game, but also how they used him, Josina. The Giants are no longer Saquon Barkley's offense with a quarterback supplementing him. Now it's Daniel Jones's team. And I'll tell you what, being at that game in London early in the season, what was it, week 5 in October, when I saw Daniel Jones execute a comeback on the Packers, now we all know the Packers weren't as good as everybody thought they would be, especially on defense early. Correct. When he did that on that stage, that international stage, that big game feel, that was a huge turning point for me, for the team and for Daniel. And so even though I only picked him to win 3 games in the regular season before the year, I did. I picked them to beat the Vikings, and I wasn't surprised at all by how it went down. And how it went down is Daniel Jones is playing like a great quarterback. In Saquon's words, elite.
Oh, well, first of all, y'all need to give much props to your D-line coach, Andre Patterson, who in that pivotal game against the Packers across the pond gave them crucial information against Aaron Rodgers, because how long was he in the NFC North coaching under Mike Zimmer? And that guy is pretty brilliant. He's also turned Linval Joseph, Everson Griffin, D. Hunter, and now Dexter Lawrence into Pro Bowlers. Okay, so make sure y'all give that props. But really quick before you go, Prince, he's got 1 minute, so say this in 30 seconds. You want to brag on your prediction? You want to tell Fred Smoot what you were saying on this show? Hurry up.
What was I saying about the Giants?
What was you saying? You only spent 20 minutes telling me last night.
You got amnesia?
You
You too young for that.
Oh,
All I said, and what I would continue to say was that my Super Bowl pick was going to be a team that was getting hot towards the end of the season. It was a grimy team, and that was the Giants. And I feel like the Giants are proving me right.
Oh, the Giants are scary. Let's be honest. The Giants, I've seen this story before. They go out, they assemble a D-line. They get them a quarterback that's not good. I mean, not great, just good. Phil Simms, Eli Manning. They get them a running back that can run the ball. They got Saquon Barkley. We have seen them win the Super Bowl with this same menu before. So that's what makes these guys scary. They're never great when they win the Super Bowl. They're good and they get hot at the right time. So Prince right about that.
Okay, well, first of all, Pat Leonard, feel free. Hold on, Pat Leonard, before you go, feel free to call out Fred Smoot because he spent the first half of this season talking about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, you can't have a quarterback with two common names to win the Now you want to come back here talking about we seen this menu? Please, Pat, call him out before you go in and go.
Yo, well, listen, I disagree with the granddaddy Tom Brady comment, but I understand where Smoot was coming from here because listen. This kid hadn't done it until he did it. I mean, and I believed in him as a mentally strong player and as a dual threat player. But from a standpoint, Josina, of let's just face it, he only threw 15 touchdown passes all regular season. You know, he was protecting the ball, but it's not like they were airing it out down the field.
No.
You're looking at guys like Mahomes, Josh Allen throwing 40, 45 touchdown passes. So there's still that thing in the back of your mind, like Smoot's talking about, okay, the team's winning, but are they winning because of him? And the final thing I would say is this. Joe Shane, the GM, and Brian Dable, the head coach, who both have done great jobs, they were speaking at the start of the year as if they didn't have confidence in the guy. They were asked time and again, how much confidence you have? Do you believe in him? How excited are you? Continue to deflect. Continue to say, we're not talking about that. We'll see how he plays. We'll see how it goes. This is a long-term process. So, and I'll just say this. I'll end on this. Players in the Giants locker room, and you know this, Josina.
Yeah.
They are very aware that at the start of this year, not only did people like me outside not have high expectations, they know people in their own building didn't have high expectations for them, and they understand why. But that is where everybody was at the start of the year, understanding, oh, this is only year one of trying to get back to sustained success. And there's a lot of veterans on one-year contracts. And so they all have a chip on their shoulder, and the quarterback most of all. And I think that's why you're seeing this now. So I would love to call out Smoot and bang on Smoot here, but I got to agree with him here, man. I got to.
But you do realize he has the most regular name of any great quarterback. His name is Daniel Jones. All right? He might well be named Willie Anderson. Like usually,
this is not the time to be going in on Daniel Jones's name. Defer and bow. Defer and bow.
So okay. Listen, I hope Pat has a couple more minutes, and I know we got Prince here.
Lord.
I just need some clarity. I'm sorry. I just need some clarity. Yeah. Okay, so y'all say they got hot towards the end of the season. The last 10 games, they lost to Seattle. They beat Houston. They lost to Detroit. They lost to the Cowboys. They tied the Commodores. Then they lost to Philly. Then they beat the Commodores. Then they lost to Minnesota. Then they beat Indianapolis.
Is there a point coming? Is there a point coming?
He don't have no point. He never had the point.
Where's the hot team? Listen, I think they have some talent. I don't think it's Daniel Jones's team. I don't think it's Saquon Barkley's team. It's Dayball's team. Dayball is the reason for what they're doing right now. And listen, they look great. I can't take anything away from them. Do I, as a Philly fan, do I think they're dangerous? Yes, they're a dangerous team. However, we need context. The Vikings they give up more points than almost everybody in the league than two teams. The Vikings defense is horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on this too. The Vikings, Kevin O'Connell did a great job in a lot of ways, but on like 3rd and short, 4th and short, the guy refuses to run the ball. And frankly, the Giants, the defense has done a lot of things well. They don't really stop the run well. And what Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are going to do, they're just going to hit him in the mouth. And if the Giants don't stop it, they're not going to stop
Ain't
running.
nobody scared of the Eagles. Let's take Morris off of his high horse. Let's bring him back down to earth. Like, let me tell you something about your Eagles. They limped into the playoffs. They didn't look good. The defense has took a step back. And your offense is nothing without Jalen Hurts. We have seen that also. So you know what y'all are? Y'all are the front running team that had the best record in the NFL. You know what? After next week, the Eagles are chilling in D.C. with me, going out to clubs, going out to dinner, because they won't be playing no more football.
Yes, Patrick. Yes, Patrick.
I do have to go, but just so you know, because I'm staring at my phone and multitasking, apparently the Chargers have fired Joe Lombardi, their OC, and their passing game coordinator and quarterbacks coach Shane Day. So I'll light that one on fire and peace out.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, we appreciate you, Pat. There's always time to argue. We'll have you back on, especially when we see what your Giants do or don't do this weekend. So peace out, Pat. We thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
All right. So anyway, now, who is the coach of the year now? Who's the coach of the year now, Morris?
Who's the coach of the year?
Yes. Who did I stutter?
Dayball is the coach of the year.
Oh, okay.
Dayball is the coach of the year, but I also got to get Dan Campbell and all those ex-athletes coaching in Detroit. I got to get them some props for the job that they did. I know it didn't end in the playoffs, but Detroit is a team that nobody, just like Jacksonville, nobody wants to play at the end of the year. I'm serious.
So you trying to say Dan Campbell
I gotta push back. I gotta push back because this always happens. It's one thing to win games when people don't expect you to win. The Lions, they were in a prime position towards the end of the season where they had their own destiny in their hands and they laid an egg. I can't give that coach of the year that. I got to give it to Dayball. Nobody expected the Giants. Like I said, people were writing off Daniel Jones. Nobody expected the Giants to make the playoffs. They made the playoffs, won a road playoff game. Is Dayball.
I refuse to take this from a football player named Ricky. Listen to me, Ricky. That don't work. Just because one went to the playoffs and the other one didn't. Look at what they're building in Detroit. They got 2 first-round draft picks. And don't forget, Jameson Williams didn't play but the last 4 games of the year. The Detroit Lions are you're watching a maturation. See, you one of those guys, you just want the end game. Okay. You just want whoever make it to the Super Bowl coach of the year.
Fred, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Before the season started, who would you say had more talent on their team? The Detroit Lions or the New York Giants?
I thought it was 50-50.
Okay, well, one made the playoffs and won a playoff game. Thank you. We're 50-50. We're 50-50.
What about Tomlin?
What
about Mike Tomlin and Kyle Shanahan?
All right. I would go Shanahan over Tomlin because Shanahan is winning game with Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I mean, look. Shanahan is there. But listen, when we talk about talent, I mean, they do have a third string quarterback, but they have a Pro Bowler at every single position. You got a Pro Bowler on the line. You got a Pro Bowler at receiver. You got Pro Bowler at running back. You got Pro Bowler on defensive line. You got Pro Bowler on defensive linebacker.
Linebacker, yeah.
Yeah, you got Pro Bowlers everywhere. So yes, he's done a great job, but they have a lot of talent. How many Pro Bowlers on the Giants, Prince? How many Pro Bowlers?
You had to earn it. You had to earn it. Them play both to earn it. Debo Samuels earned it. Christian McCaffrey earned it. Trent Williams earned it.
Who's done more with less?
Okay,
he won 11 consecutive games. What more do you want?
Who's done more with less is what I'm saying.
So with that logic, would we be denying all of the work that Phil Jackson did, bringing all those talents and personalities together in Chicago? I'm just curious.
Phil Jackson, we talking about football. This not basketball.
No. That's an apt analogy.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes running around in tight shorts showing
No. I understand what Josina is saying. Your job as a GM and a head coach is to accumulate talent. We can't get mad because the San Francisco traded with the Commanders and got an offensive lineman, Trent, the best offensive lineman. They traded with Carolina and they got Christian McCaffrey. They made these things happen. I can't take that away from them.
But we're not talking about GM of the year. We're talking about coach of the year. And for me, it's the coach who's done more with less, and that would be Dayball.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Speaking of coaches, as you know, he is correct. We see these moves happening with the Chargers. But as a result, what does that mean? Brandon Staley is staying in LA after going 9-8 his first year and 10-7 this year, but having a debacle of a finish in that wild card round against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he does keep his job, convincing Dean Spanos. So the question off of that now is, what in the hell should Sean Payton do? That means that Denver is open, Houston is open, Arizona is open, and I don't think the Carolina Panthers, maybe they did reach out, I can't remember. But so where should Sean Payton go?
He should come to the nation's capital, all right? He should sit out another year, come to the nation's capital. Sean, we're waiting on you. New name, new franchise, new everything, NFC East. All your games will be on national TV. You're used to this. Listen. He doesn't need to go to Arizona. Arizona is a flying turd in the air. All right? He shouldn't go to Carolina. They don't have a roster, because he said something that really sticks out to me. He wants a draft round pick to go get a quarterback. He wants a quarterback already there. I think he could do some great things with Kyler Murray. I just don't see the fit being there, because he one of them guys, he gonna run stuff from the top down. He ain't gonna let the quarterback run his team. I'm just saying, I think it should be Washington. Might be biased.
Morris, what's the problem? Why are you making up your face?
Well, listen. The more things change, the more things stay the same. And that Fred being wrong is one of them. Ain't nobody trying to go to Washington. Ain't nobody trying to go out there. Y'all ain't got no quarterback. Y'all got some nice little skill positions, but what you gonna do at the quarterback position? Yeah, the rookie started one game last year. He did all right. He did all right.
Sam Howell.
He's not the answer. I think, listen, if he's gonna come back, the only place for him to come or to go to is, poorly as the management and GM has been, in the Texans. The Texans, they have a lot of draft. They have a lot of draft capital. They got a lot of draft capital. They got some money, and I wouldn't mind hopping into that division. It's not a gangbuster division. You have the Titans without a quarterback. Jacksonville looks strong, and the Patriots gonna be the Patriots. But you get some young talent in there. You get a nice young player and a quarterback in there. I think the Texans might be the spot.
A pair of lips will tell a lie.
Prince, do you agree?
I like Denver. You already have a veteran quarterback in Russell Wilson. He can run any offense. The defense is good there. And
AFC West.
Denver,
it's set for him to go to the playoffs with that team.
So you going? So
Russell stinks.
Let me get this straight. So you're going to Denver?
He stunk this year.
Okay, I just want to understand this, Prince. You're gonna go to Denver with no draft capital. You're paying Russell Wilson all the money, and you're gonna be competing against Mahomes and Herbert. That's the division you want to go to?
That's the same narrative you said about Tom. Why do you think all these great coaches and players want the easy way out?
I'm not saying they want the easy way out, but they want a way out. They want to go to a black hole. They want a way out.
Listen, Denver had one of the best defenses this year. So that's already said. You don't need draft capital, and you have a great quarterback, and you have receivers.
But do you have a great quarterback? Do you?
Yes. 1 year defines your career.
All I'm saying is, listen, I'm a fan of Russell Wilson, okay? But sometimes when you leave an organization and you leave a system, sometimes you find out what the person is really about. Now, maybe Russell is that dude. I'm a fan. I've rooted for Russell Wilson for years. I always root for the black quarterbacks. However,
oh Lord,
I think it might be a sign that he left Seattle and they still made the playoffs with Geno.
I think with Russell, this is the thing with Russell. I think the football player is there. I think he's still a high-end football player. I think Russell needs to work on the Russell Wilson, the person. I think that's what rubbed the Denver locker room the wrong way. I think him coming in, having a damn office, him having people go through his manager to talk to him not being available, him not eating lunch with the players sometime. The person, Russell Wilson, needs to re-engage himself. But I think the player is still there. But he stuck it up this year. He earned it.
But are these new antics that he did? If he's always been that guy and always been successful, I mean, then why Why should
Well, it ran him out of Seattle. That's what ran him out of Seattle.
Oh.
Don't forget the Legion of Doom and the rest of those guys never was Russell fans. It was like us and him. Like it worked. It worked for a little bit in Seattle, but then it wore out there. So it came to Denver, and it never caught there because they probably just not used to dealing with a player that kind of puts himself on the side of management instead of the players.
Okay.
You got more insight than me, Smoot.
Oh no, I got people in the building. I got roaches with microphones on their back in the building, baby.
We definitely ain't trying to hear about no roaches that you know very closely. Moving on to the huddle here. Well. I don't know if you all watched the game that the Ravens had against the Cincinnati Bengals, but after the game, J.K. Dobbins didn't take the 24-17 loss to the Cincinnati Bengals too well. He called out quarterback Tyler Huntley, playing for the injured Lamar Jackson, for failing to execute a quarterback sneak near the goal line. Huntley fumbled the ball, and Sam Hubbard returned it 98 yards for what ended up being the game-winning touchdown. He said, quote, "He should have never been in that situation." Speaking about Huntley, saying, quote, "I don't get a single carry. I didn't get a single carry. He should have never been in that situation. I believe I would have put it in the end zone again." So as a result, we also know that Huntley was in that position because Lamar Jackson did not play. People were talking about how much was it the PCL, how much of it was his consciousness over the contract situation. Now, Lamar did come on Twitter and let people know that his sprain was closer to a grade 3 than it was a grade 2. But all in all, we can't be remiss not to understand what the construct is around him either. So what are your thoughts about J.K. Dobbins' feelings of the offense? Is it Greg Roman's fault? We know Harbaugh is coming back, so people in Baltimore need to stop calling for John Harbaugh's job. And what the heck about what Dobbins said, and what should Lamar do? Go ahead.
Shut up, J.K. Dobbins. Shut your mouth. Because you don't know what you would have did. You would have went in there and got your cap peeled. It's easy to say afterwards what you supposed to did or what could have happened. You can't blame it on the quarterback. He tried to make a play, and Greg Roman called that play. And we ain't going to talk about Lamar. It's a lot of people I let you talk about in this league. Lamar Jackson ain't one of them. Hey, I'm with Lamar. At the end of the day, if you ain't healthy and you need your wheels to make plays, do not play. And let's stop acting like if we give our soul as players, the team will give us their soul back. They don't. It's a business. All right? And he couldn't go out there. I don't blame Lamar. And at the end of the day, Lamar, 30 miles down the road is the Commanders. Come on and be our quarterback. We'll give you 200 guaranteed. Come on with it.
Not going to come to no damn.
Why would? Let me tell you what everybody like in this world. Dead presidents, dead men. He'll take $200 million and he will come here. Because guess what we will do? We will shell it out. We'll give you $200 million. Shilling, whatever we got to weigh in.
Lamar would go to the Jets before he goes to the
No, he wouldn't. You don't know Lamar. I talked to Lamar 3 weeks ago. He'll come here.
Garrett Wilson. Have you heard of somebody named Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson is not better than Terry McLaurin. Not even close. He ain't better than Terry McLaurin. He got none on Johan Dotson. And don't forget, we got Curtis Samuels also. So we got everything he needs. We got 2-head running back with Robinson. And we got everything you need.
Okay, go ahead, Morris. You agree with that? Why are you shaking your head, Morris?
No, well, I do think that, yeah, he is close to Terry McLaurin, but he's not Terry McLaurin yet. I think that, first of all, I don't know why Fred over here begging for everybody and their mama to come here. It's like, come on now, everybody come on now to the company. Nobody wants to go out there, man. Nobody will go out there. I will say this, though. I have to agree with Fred again. Listen. Let Lamar handle his business, handle his finances the way he need to handle his finances. He's going to go out there and sacrifice an injury. He's already hurt. He's going to sacrifice another injury for the team that's not giving him the money that he wants. Hey, just let the man go ahead and operate and handle his business the way he needs to handle his business to get his money.
But go ahead. But I was just wondering, do y'all have an issue with Greg Roman's offense? Because when I listen to Ravens Twitter, I'm constantly seeing them lament Greg Roman, but Harbaugh is very close to Roman. I
have an issue with the whole organization because you're trading away receivers. Everybody else trying to get receivers. The Eagles getting receivers. Every team is getting receivers. They got them in Minnesota. Everybody's getting receivers, and the Ravens are giving all their receivers away. It's like, what are you doing?
They ain't had none from the door. They ain't had no good receivers from the door. Who they let go?
They had the
Holiday
best
Brown. Hollywood.
Hey, let me tell you what, Prince. Let me tell you, Brown has made as many plays at wide out this year as you have. He ain't did a damn thing.
No, that's a dysfunctional organization.
He
went to a dysfunctional organization.
He stay hurt. He stay hurt, and they say he a deep threat that never beat people deep. Let me tell you something about this NFL. You got to earn that right. Let me tell you this. They traded away a used shoe. You remember them Patrick Ewings used to come out? They traded a used shoe, and guess what?
Hollywood,
the Cardinals got what they got out of them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Wow. Okay. So, look, Prince, because I know you also have to jump off in 5. Really quickly, though, what should Lamar do? Should he stay in Baltimore or should he leave?
I mean, he should just go wherever the money. I mean, if they pay him, then he should stay. I think he does a lot for the community.
He should just go where the money at.
I'm saying that should be a big priority. But he's done a lot for the community in Baltimore. He is Baltimore. He is a Raven. I think he should stay there if they give him what he wants. Like everyone else says on here, I don't think he was healthy enough to play. And it just doesn't make sense if you're not healthy enough to play and you're up for a contract next year that you've been working for and that's been withheld from you. Yeah, if you're not good enough, then you're not gonna just put a knee brace on it and go.
Like Michael Vick said, and everybody was mad on social media this weekend about Michael Vick saying to put a brace on it.
Another thing about the last time Hollywood Brown was with the Ravens, he had 91 catches for over 1,000 yards. It's almost 100 catches. You got to give a person to grow with the team. They traded that away. They traded away 1,000 yards and 91 catches. Smoot.
Hey, don't forget they drafted another receiver that ended up getting hurt too. The one thing, the laws of football. Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, Brown has never been a legit number 1 receiver in this league. He might be a legit 2. He might be a 2. He ain't never been a 1.
And who's a 1 in that system? They run
first of all, you always can get a 1. So you can't tell me if I put Hopkins over there with Baltimore, he won't catch 120 passes. You a lie. He will catch 120 because he's a. No, yes, I do. Let me tell you something about a legit number 1 receiver. This is what makes you a legit number 1. Not only can I beat the best corner on the opposite team, I can beat double teams, and I can beat them all the time. And that's why I say CeeDee Lamb is still a 1B. He don't know how to beat double teams yet. At the end of the day, Brown has never been a number 1 receiver in this league. Never.
Has he been featured, Fred? Has he?
Yes, the Ravens featured him. He was their number 1 go-to guy. But Andrews, the tight end, Mark Andrews, makes more plays than him.
Andrews is the number 1 go-to guy on that system.
Yeah, because he stay healthy, and Brown does it. Availability is the best ability.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with Smoot on that. As number 1, you have to require a lot of attention on the field. You have to get that safety over first, and then you gotta beat that. And I don't think he ever gets double.
But my point is this. You're supposed to add talent to that position, not detract talent. So if Brown's not on number 1, get a number 1 over there. You saw a team in Miami; they went out and traded for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but those players have to want to go to Baltimore. It's not for the lack of them pursuing.
Go to Baltimore?
I'm just saying they have pursued plenty of wide receivers who didn't decide to come there, and they also, they ended up bringing in Deshaun Jackson. That's where in the middle of the season, and then he got hurt. I know.
He's a great Eagle. I love D-Jack, but I think his best days are behind him.
Okay, well, I don't think anybody's arguing with that, but nonetheless, I'm just saying that they did try. We're moving on to final takes. Well, it is the divisional round. It is the divisional round. Let me give the people the slate really quickly. Jacksonville at Kansas City on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. The New York Giants at Morris's Eagles is put up or shut up time. On Sunday, Bengals at Buffalo, who Morris, you barely was right on your prediction last week, as I know you were just scrambling with your prediction as the Miami Dolphins almost beat them. And then I don't know if y'all saw that video on Twitter where people were saying something about Mike McDaniel and the vaping. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Hey, almost is only good in horseshoes, baby. It don't work. It don't have
hand grenades.
Okay, and that's allegedly. Cowboys at San Francisco. So, what is the true game of the week? Go ahead, Fred. Go.
Well, you know what? I'm going with the prince that was promised. I'm going with Jackson. I think Jacksonville, Doug Peterson doesn't get enough love because you know what? Philadelphia kicked him out. He won them the only Super Bowl they ever won. And then Doug Peterson, with the job that he's doing in Jacksonville, let's tell you something about the Jacksonville team. After being bad so long, you collect first round pick. These guys can play with anybody. And Trevor Lawrence, the prince that was promised, is taking that same arc. Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, he's taking that same arc. And the more they win, and the more confident that Jacksonville gets. Duval!
Oh, so that's endangering your prediction, Prince. He making it sound like Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville and Dougie P kicked out of Philadelphia is the next coming. Is that correct, Prince?
No, I'm with Fred on that. I like Duval in that game, but I think game of the week is San Fran and the 49ers. I think San Fran
that's offense, the same team. You mean San Fran and Dallas? Go ahead.
Yeah,
San Fran and Dallas. My bad.
He's a little confused. This happened with Giants fans. With Giants fans, a little confused.
Go ahead.
I used to get hit in the head for
whatever.
Yeah, that's a little CTE acting up.
Yeah. So, but the Niners haven't seen a defense like the Cowboys. I feel like Purdy has just been nice and warm in that pocket, and I think McCarthy is gonna send fire zones. I think Michael Parsons is gonna get on them, and they're not gonna have a comfortable lead to where things are just dandy back there. So I think Cowboys are gonna put pressure on them.
Ooh, you saying Purdy about to get his back broke? Okay, Morris, what you think?
Listen. Let me just say this. I am a little nervous about these little Giants coming to Philly. I can't lie. They did look pretty good. I'm a little worried about baseball. The little Giants coming on. The little Giants coming through. I have to agree, though. If I were to pick a game and I wasn't a fan of the Eagles, I want to see this Niners-Cowboys game. Because let's not forget what happened last year when San Francisco went into Texas Stadium and put it on them boys. They put it on them. So let's see what happens here if Dallas can return to fair. I think it's going to be a good game, and I think it's going to be a good game.
I'm feeling some nostalgia from the old school. I don't think y'all remember the 94, 95 championship. In a Super Bowl game, and it was the 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals. And ever since the season started, I just been feeling like we finna get a replay of that. I can see Joe Burrow versus Purdy on Super Bowl Sunday. I can see 49ers Cincinnati. I can see it.
You talking about the Cincinnati team that almost lost to Baltimore with no?
Yeah, I almost is only good in horseshoes. Almost don't matter. You know what?
I was just talking about.
Hey, I almost was in space. I was almost an astronaut until they realized my grades weren't good enough.
Okay, lastly, here we go. Quick pick. So who is winning Jacksonville, Kansas City, Morris?
Kansas City.
Prince?
Jacksonville.
Fred?
Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, you had to stick with that after all you said about all of that. Okay, New York at Philadelphia, Morris.
Philly.
Okay, Fred.
New York, the Giants of New York.
Prince, are you picking with your head or your heart?
New York football Giants. I'm picking with both. Both.
Okay, Cincinnati at Buffalo. Morris, take your time, Morris.
This is a tough one. I gotta admit, this is a tough one. I'm going with the home team, Buffalo.
Prince. Cincinnati. Okay, and Fred.
I ain't betting against no Joe Burrow. All right, listen, I'm going Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, Dallas and San Francisco. Morris.
Oof. This is a tough one. This is the toughest. I'm gonna go San Francisco.
Oh, you going with Brock Purdy? Okay.
No, I'm going with the number one defense in the NFL against Dak. I mean, Dak got the Cowboys.
Were they looking like the number one defense in that first half against Seattle?
Not the last 3 weeks they have it.
The Cowboys have to show me that they can play at a high level consistently more than just one game. Whenever they lose a game, they bounce back real strong. I said it last week with Clarence on the show. I got to see it again. I'm going for San Francisco.
Fred, Dallas or San Fran?
I'm going to go Dallas, man. Some telling me to go Dallas, even though I just picked San Francisco to make the Super Bowl. I feel like Dallas can go beat them.
Make it make sense, Prince. You got the final word. Who's winning this game? Make it right.
I see a star on the side of my helmet.
I just got to understand something. I really
got to go. Hurry up.
Okay, I just want to understand. So y'all picked the road team against the Eagles, the road team against the Chiefs, the road team against the Bills, and the road team against the I gotta tell y'all something. You're right. That CTE is real, friend. That CTE is real. Damn.
Well, we will see who was right. Your girl got KC at Jacksonville, unless Jalen Hurts come through with this interview for me, and then I'll stay and do the Philadelphia game. But for right now, that's what we got. Fred, it's been nice to see you come back from the milk carton.
We gotta have Fred on again, man.
Well, it's good to have you back. And Prince Amukamara, we appreciate you in Arizona. Let us know if you find out who the head.
Let me just say before I got one to say to off back. Crack deals. Y'all on some crack over there with y'all picks.
Wow. And we are out.
Hey, in the 80s, crack was good.
No, it wasn't. Goodbye.